Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to share with you a process here that I'm doing in my old scrapbooks. I'm going through my old scrapbooks, purging, redoing some layouts, changing some things up, and throwing away some things that are no longer meaningful to me. And I wanted to show you an example of how I'm kind of condensing and purging. So this used to be a 12 by 12 layout, and you can see that on the flip through of that scrapbook, and I will link that video down below where I'm going through and purging stuff. And I had two photos right here. No journaling, not a whole lot of story except for this title and thickers up here. And then I had this layout right here, which only had this photo of my feet next to the pool. It didn't have the big title, it didn't have the journaling, it didn't have the doodle border. And so what I've done is I've taken these two photos of me and my friends on this vacation off of this layout and I've added them to this one. And now I think I'm going to add thunderstorms and friends right here as a subtitle to good times, and then maybe add a little bit more journaling talking about how it was mostly really stormy the weekend that we were at Hilton Head Island. So that is my current plan. And for me, this process is really about a couple of things. One, I want to save space. I was going through two 12 by 12 scrapbook albums a year when I was doing Project Life, and I was also going through one 12 by 12 album a year for traditional scrapbook layouts. So that's 3 albums a year, and I just got engaged last year, and I've been doing this for the last 7 or so years. So that's a lot of books of my life before having my own family, basically. And so what I want to do is really go back through and see what memories from those books do I really want to bring into my future. Do I really want to still have around? Which relationships and photos are still meaningful, or which ones are no longer important to me now but had a tremendous part in shaping who I was, and so I might want to save this story. And going through and getting rid of all the stuff that doesn't spark joy, that isn't really important to me. For example, do I really need 300 selfies a year? I don't think I do. And that's what a lot of 2013, 2014 looks like in my scrapbooks. So I'm trying to go through and condense these layouts. And at the same time, this is allowing me to change some things up. For example, neither of these two 12 by 12 scrapbooking layouts I'm working on right now had any journaling on them. And to me, the story is the most important part. And I love that photographs give me a beautiful way of telling a story, but I also want the story in words as well, because one day my memory isn't going to serve me as well, I'm guessing. And I'm going to want to know what that story was, and I'm going to want to know who those people were, and all that sort of thing. So this is giving me an opportunity to go back and condense things, put the story down in actual words, put more photographs on one of my scrapbook layouts, really have the art be a part of it as well, instead of those more minimal scrapbooking layouts where I would have mostly one giant sheet of paper and not a lot of words or art on it. And yeah, it just allows me to save space to make room for future stories, which I really like. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more journaling up here to my story. So now I feel really great. I am telling the story with words. I've got quite a bit of journaling here that's got the main important parts of it, like who I was with, what we did, where we went. We went on vacation to Hilton Head Island, and what the weekend was like and some of the things we did together. So I've got the important parts of the story down. I've got some of the photographs down. I've got the art. I've got a nice title now, and this page feels so much less bare. And of course, I add a doodle border to pretty much every old layout that I end up recreating or remaking because, yeah, that's just how I like it. Part of my style now. So this is what that layout looks like, and I've managed to save space by taking what was 2 layouts without a lot of art, without a lot of story, and I've just condensed it all into one that actually tells the story in a meaningful way. Next, I am going to do something similar with these 2 pages right here. These are the girls I used to nanny, and this is a photo of me taking one of them to karate class, and then this was a few months after that where it was my last day on the job and I had quit for the following year to pursue my Etsy shop. And I think that was at the end of 2013. And then I pursued that full time the next year, and I ended up going back to school a year after that, I think, or 2 years after that. So time flew pretty quick after I quit that job. So what I want to do, I think, is put this all on one page, and I'm going to try to tear this up right here, this photo mat with a black and white photo on it, and I think that will go well over here because of the gray photo mat that we have happening here. That'll look good with the black and white. And this right here is not exactly centered on the page. I don't know if I can tear it up without ruining it though. Yeah, there we go. Kind of. Okay. Yeah, I really didn't want to ruin that because on the back I have an actual layout of my dog and I. And definitely want to save that one. So, let's see what I could do here to make some space. Could do this. And then I'm going to bring my title over here. And I definitely want to journal more of this story. I know I journaled a lot of it in my Project Life album, but this was a big story for me, quitting my job. I have been wanting to for such a long time at that point, and my Etsy shop was doing really well that year. And I was like, I think I can finally do that and not be worried. And the job had been stressing me out for a long time between the hours I was working and all the traveling I had to do for it. So I was so excited to quit, and I was going to miss those girls, but I'll tell you what, it's really exciting sometimes to move towards a new chapter in your life. And that's the story I really want to tell here, is about moving on and saying goodbye to the girls and knowing that all of us were moving on towards bigger and better things. Their sister had just begun driving their oldest sister, and so they no longer really needed a nanny as much to take the younger kids places and to kind of navigate all of the different sports and activities all the different kids did once the eldest began driving. So they didn't really need me anymore, and I had felt like it was time for me to move on too. So it was just it was a good goodbye, and I was so happy to be ending it, to be ending that job and moving towards something new. So I don't really like this. This is matted on like a teal paper, but that doesn't tie in any of the colors already existing on this layout. So I'm going to see if I can pull this off. Oh, oops. Kind of. It kind of got tore apart there. But I think I can make that work. Yeah. Yeah, I think that will do. And then I can just use my pen to write the bottom half of that last word there. Cool. And then, I don't think this photo mat is exactly square, and that's why it ends up looking so funky on the page. But that's okay. I'm not looking for perfection. I am just looking for minimizing the stories that don't matter, telling more of the stories that do, and having layouts that I think are beautiful. And I think I need to add some more pink over here, or some more of this dark muted green. Now the good thing is that collections throughout the years rely on repeating a lot of the same colors. So this was an old Gossamer Blue collection, I believe. And then this right here is a newer Heidi Swapp collection that was made years later. But you can see they kind of tie in well together with the pink florals here. I could do something like that. This pink floral would probably work even better. Yeah, that looks nice. I've also got some fancy new tools since back in 2013 and 14 when I started scrapbooking officially, and things like this T-roller, which can help me make a level title across my page. Although that won't do much good if the photographs and the photo mats are not also level, but I can try. And I just love how this is going to save me space, because now I've taken 4 layouts and I've made them into 2 layouts. 2 layouts that are far more impactful to me because they actually tell the story in words, in photographs, and in art, which is a beautiful combination. This is what it currently looks like, but I think I want to add this cute little typewriter right here and then journal more of the story down here, I think. And then you can see I reused pretty much everything on what was the previous scrapbooking layout. So then it's not super wasteful either. And the great thing about doing something like this is that once you've gone through your old scrapbook layouts and you realize some of them aren't important to you anymore, and your style has changed, or the people that are important to you have changed, you can really, it helps you make better decisions in the future about what stories you're telling. Because, for instance, I've learned that I really like to journal part of the story, and having just photos and a title isn't enough for me. So now I add a lot more journaling to my pages, and it's because of processes like this that I've learned that about myself. Yeah, this is cute. So I'll go ahead and put that down. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell how this photo mat is not even at all, unless I drew my lines wrong. Oh yeah, nope, that line is right anyway. Well, that's okay. Imperfection is the name of the game. I just want it to be meaningful imperfection, you know? Not meaningless imperfection. So this is what the layout looks like all finished. And as you can see, there's just so much more story there. I used up lots of enamel dots, sprinkled them across the page. I was able to use this, which came off of another layout I had taken apart. Used up some floral pieces, another label, this little piece, and yeah, it's cute. And I feel like this has more art, more photographs, more story actually told, and less just paper taking up space in albums. So this is really the way that I'm gravitating towards as I go through these albums, getting rid of stories that don't matter, telling more of the ones that do. And then occasionally I will keep a layout like this that is mostly just paper because he's so cute, our little dog. Our cute little doggo laying with me, which was really cute back then because this was 2014, so this was only a couple years after Steven and I started dating, and it took Pudge a long time to see me as his mama rather than just like, who's this lady that I like? And now he still favors my partner, obviously. He still favors Steven, but he is definitely a mama's boy and knows who his mama is and gets really excited when I come home and stuff. So yeah, that's just a sweet photo, and I just love him. So I will keep some layouts like this that I love, even if they are mostly paper, but a lot of them I'm downsizing. A lot of them I'm getting rid of if I don't love them. And then ones like this, I'm just reworking to take up less space and to be more significant. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, seeing how I rework some of my layouts as I go through this process. And if you want to see more like this in the future, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, this is just my process. I am not urging you or saying you should do the same. Whatever works for you. Some people put layouts in their albums and keep them forever, and they're totally happy with that, and that's really great. This is just my process of downsizing and simplifying and making room for the future and for future stories. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. There should be like a red button right down here where you could click subscribe and turn on your notifications if you want to be notified when I share a new video. Thank you so much, friends, for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!